Hello and welcome back to another Power BI video. And this time we talk about the measures table trick. Now I use this trick a lot and I often share it with my audience. And the idea is that instead of having our measures actually, kind of cluttered somewhere in our tables, like for instance, we have a measure here, and so on in the orders table, and we might have measures in other tables, which in this case is not the case, but it could be the case that you have various tables and created various measures. Instead of having them pretty cluttered somewhere in your report, we'd like to put all of them in one specific table, which is a so-called measures table. So how can we achieve this? The idea behind that is that we actually go to the inserting options, under the home options, there is it, and go to enter data. So if you tick on enter data, you have the option to create a manual table here. And this table will be our measures table, so that's why I call this a measures TBL. Measures, I think this is a keyword, so it might be reserved, so you can't use this name, but that's why I put in the TBL for table behind. You can also try measures, but I think it doesn't work. So if so, let me just know in the comments. So here, I just need to have a dummy value here. Let's put in a 1, and then I simply click on load. And as soon as we do this, we just wait until Power BI is doing its magic behind the data model, and now we can see we got a new table here, which is the measures table, which has one column currently. Okay, so far so good. Now the idea is that we put all the measures into this table. So one option to do it would be to tick a specific measure, for instance this one here, and then you can go to under the measure tools options, which is actually here, this one, which is currently selected. You have the option to adjust the home table. Currently it's the orders table, but if I would go inside here and say I put this actually in the measures table, I tick this, you'll see that now the emoji measure is now put into the measures table option, right? So that's one way to do it. And the trick now is, currently it's still the little table icon, but now we could actually click on the 3 dots here and remove the dummy column which we have created at the beginning. I just delete it. We just needed it to create the measure table because the table needs to have at least one column. But now we added the emoji here, the measure, into the table, so we can delete the first one. Okay, and now the special trick is that currently you still have the table icon in here, and you have your calculator. But now if you switch, or actually hide the filter or the fields pane here for one, and then tick it again, now you see that the magic which happened, which is now the measures table icon itself has been changed to, in this case, only the measures icon, which is the calculator, and we still see the field inside. The reason for this is because we have removed any kind of column. That is why this column icon also has changed here to the measure, because this table only contains measures. So that's what I call the measures table trick, because here I have now the option to see it visually, that this is the measures table, and also put all or group all my measures in this table. So I can find all of them in here. And you can also still group them into subfolders in this table if you want to do that, but this is something I skip for now. The only thing which is left now is that if you take a look at all the measures we have in our orders table here, and would also be true in the other tables, if for instance we would have measures in the employees table and the other one, we of course need to group all of them together into the measures table. Now we can tick them individually, of course, and do exactly the same. Go to the measure tools option here and then choose what kind of home table it is. But of course, this would be a lot of tedious manual work, especially if you have already created a lot of measures, and now you want to move all the measures in this measures table. And that is why there is a much faster way for doing this, which is if you go to the third view, the model view, tick this one option, and then you go to the orders table, and you have the option now to tick the specific icons here. So let's say the first one, and I hold my shift key and select all the 3 ones. These are the measures. Then I hold my control key because this is also a measure, and I hold my control key and this is also a measure. So I've selected all the measures in this table, right? And now I could put all of them into actually a new table, which simply means that I have selected all of them and now use my mouse, and simply by dragging and dropping them on top of the measures table, like that, I can all move them together into the measures table. And now you can see all those icons in the measures table, and I can show it to you. I can prove it that this is true. If I go back to my report view and take a look at the measures table, I can see all the measures are now grouped into the measures table, right? So this is much faster than doing it manually, especially if you have already created a lot of measures. Of course, if you start from scratch, so at the beginning of the report, and you have not created any measures at all, then I would simply go with the measures table, first create the measures table, and then all the measures, right click on the measures table and create the new measures in here, so you make sure that from the beginning you already created all the measures in the measures table. But if that's not the case, like it was for me, then this would be one option to group them in bulk or put them in bulk into this new table. And now you have a, at least from my point of view, much better structure because you have all the measures grouped in this table. You also have it visual with the icon, and you know exactly where to find them. Of course, you still have the search icon here, so if you have a lot of measures, then still this search icon bar is helpful, but at least from my point of view, I like to have it structured here, and like that, I think that's much more useful to me. Okay, so that's it for this video. Hopefully that was helpful. As always, thanks so much for watching. If you want, then please consider subscribing, so that helps a lot, and also encourage me to create further additional videos for you. So, all the best, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, best guys.